The negative consequences of any action are as tangible as its benefits, sometimes more so. Once a decision has been made and implemented, any of its negative effects will eventually become real problems. The effects of decisions, good or bad, always outlive the decision-making process that produced them. Every decision has consequences that affect the person making the decision as well as others involved. These consequences can be immediate or long-lasting. The consequences of decisions can be positive, negative, or a combination of both. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but the reward for any activity will still be in the offering. That's why choices have consequences. You get to make your own decisions, but you do not get to choose your results. Have you ever stopped to consider the consequences of choices in your life? I hope so. Because the choices that we make shape our lives. A consequence is what happens immediately after a behavior. Consequences can be both positive and negative. Positive consequences shows your child she has done something you like. Your child is more likely to repeat the behavior when you use positive consequences. We must always remember the Bible's teaching in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 34. And it says, "Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people." As a consequence and punishment for sin, death came to the God-created earth. We speak about three kinds of death: spiritual, physical, and eternal. The scriptures tell us over and over that sin leads to death and destruction because there are consequences with going against the grain regarding how God designed us to live and obey Him. Physically, sin can cause an internal conflict with God and us, leading to health issues and taking a physical toll on our body. When it comes to the consequences of our actions, the Bible is very clear. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7 says, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." We also read in Romans chapter 6, verse 23, "For the wages of sin is death." Consequences are outcomes, either negative or positive, of our actions. If we are not following Him, we are under the influence, authority, and power of the devil. Sin has devastatingly affected man's relationship with God, relationships with one another, toil and pain and childbirth and work. All of creation has been tarnished by sin. Sin also affects our relationships with God, turning the love that belongs to Him alone and pointing it inward toward ourselves. We reject Him in favor of anyone and anything else. But the ultimate consequence of sin, this rejection of God and rebellion against Him, is death. Everything we think and say and do has consequences for ourselves and for others. Like ripples on a pond, our actions spread out and affect others because everything is interconnected. And we need to remember that our actions are irreversible. Consider the consequences of one with bad character can count on: calamity, disaster, destruction, and distress. Literally bending down under the heavy weight, saying that we have a root sin simply means that for each of us, one of the three is dominant. It's bigger than the others and exerts greater influence on our day-to-day behavior. That said, here are the three possible roots of sin: pride, vanity, and sensuality. While all sin is equally wrong, not all sin is equally bad. This is especially clear regarding sin against other people. In the Old Testament, some offenses brought about the death penalty. Others were along the lines of an eye for an eye, while others carried a punishment or repayment of some sort. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 says, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice." Matthew chapter 6, verse 15 says, "But if you do not forgive others their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses." Don't just make decisions. You must first study the consequences of those decisions. You have got to remember this. Sometimes the devil lets people live a life free of trouble because he doesn't want them turning to God. Their sin is like a jail cell. Accept it. Though nice and comfy, and to them, there doesn't seem to be any need to leave. The door is wide open till one day, time runs out and the cell door is slammed shut. And suddenly, it's too late. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you'll receive notification that another video has been added. Thank you for watching.